Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Spooked Coast to Coast. Welcome back to another Sunday. We made it, guys. And I hope everybody had an amazing week. We are on week 2 of October. So we have some excellent guests lined up for you this month.
Can you believe it?
We have one that
I can't believe it.
our guest tonight. So we have some returning friends, Steve and Mela, BlackSmoke Paranormal. Amazing folks, and I hope you guys love them as much as we do. And our other guests that we have, and the reason why Steve and Mela are here with us today is because
You're right. Good.
I just had dinner. I scarfed down dinner before the show.
Me too.
What's happening?
So the reason why Steve and Mela are joining us this evening is because they invited us to an amazing location where our guest, actually, he runs all the events for there. But that's not the first time that we met him, Jenny.
Nope.
The first time that we had the pleasure of meeting Mike, and I that's a cool tip that we have, something else that we have in common. We met Michael at the Gettysburg Bash.
Okay.
But when we met Michael, he was actually in the middle of getting a tattoo. So how many times have we been able to say that this year?
Again, no, not one, not one. This is the first.
Yeah.
So without further ado, Jenny, if you can
All right, let's
bring in our guests.
Bring in
Bring 'em
Michael.
on.
Michael is a paranormal filmmaker and a career firefighter. He is a firefighter. Thank you for your service. Also,
Yes.
he's located in Georgia, and now you can. Well, I'll let him tell you about Beacon TV, and he runs the Bleckley County Jail.
Hi guys, what's going on?
Hey, everybody.
Hey, thanks for having me
Michael.
on. Hey, nice to see you guys. It's been a while, huh?
Thank you.
Yes.
July, right?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
The
guess
end of
it's
July.
October already, right? It goes fast.
Yeah.
Time flies. Let me bring on BlackSmoke.
Steve and Mela with some other
Hey,
guests.
there they are.
Welcome guests back there.
Lots of guests tonight,
Chanel and Olive.
huh? That's unique names.
No, those are her two kids.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
They're dressed up.
And they're still unique names. I like that.
It's
I
true.
like that.
Very nice names.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how's everybody doing tonight?
Good. Can you?
You guys mute? Oh, you're on mute.
You're mute.
Who's muted?
Black.
Black.
You see us
There you
good?
There you go.
There you go. I know my headphones sometimes get goofy and end up muting stuff or taking me completely off. I'm not trying to touch anything on my headphones for that reason. So yeah, it's Sunday, right? The busy weekend. It's winding down, gearing up for another week, October. So here we are, I guess, getting ready to hit the ground running. Yeah, a little
Nice.
rest.
You just had an event starting Friday night.
Yeah,
Saturday?
Friday Night Frights started. Yeah, I keep saying April for some reason. October 11th they start, and 18th and 25th are the other two nights that we're hosting this. And I was surprised because usually we book out pretty much every Friday and Saturday, and they were open in October. So I thought we got to do something. And last year we did an event for one night, and we did started like 7 o'clock and then ran 3 different groups through that. And then the last group obviously stayed a little longer, but it was just too much shuffling people around. It worked well and everybody had a good time. It was just a lot of shuffling. And so I thought, oh, we'll do Friday Night Frights and start with the 11th, and not knowing our fair is this week.
Oh wow.
Was like last night and yesterday or the Friday and Saturday were the last 2 nights of it, the Georgia National Fair. And then with the weather and the hurricane, so I think that sort of didn't help things either, which you can't control that. But we had a decent turnout, and we invited some special guests to it. I wanted to change it up this year. What we did with the jail, and we get into a little more of that, is Wabi opened it, but I wanted to showcase some local groups, even out of Florida, and let them come out and explore and show what they they have and what they do and how they investigate, and get them out on social media and get people interested in them too. So I reached out to a couple people and the reason I ended up with War Party is because they were coming to Tifton Saturday, so they were coming up, and so I just reached out to Mike and I said, hey, if you come up Friday evening, come on over to the jail. He said, yeah, man, we'll do that. And the next day they just went down to Tifton and then on home. So that's how they ended up here. And then of course Josh from Searchers lives right down the road from me. So, and he had come out. I had mentioned about coming out to the 11th because I work next weekend, and then the following weekend we're at an event in New Jersey. So, or that the last night of it we're in New Jersey. So, James is coming up from Tifton, and then our 2 volunteers are coming out to do both nights with that. And then Matt, I think Matt's going to be there a night or two, hopefully. So, yeah, to let everybody in, right? Yeah,
busy.
Yeah. Well, that time of year, everybody wants to get scared. And then down the road from us, we have Haunted Montrose. It's like a big production haunted house. It's not really a haunted house, but they put it on as like you pay and go through the little maze in the home. So that's big in the area too. So there's a lot of competition in October, just not the fair. You know what I mean? You have that going on, and of course, fall sports and everything like that. So I'm fortunate that people come out to enjoy it. And it's cheap. It's $25. You can come investigate for 4 hours. And if you didn't want to investigate, just come walk around. We had one guy come down from Athens and just explore, just wanted to see the jail and do his own thing. And that's
a free roam event, or you guys have things planned?
We did some stuff, I let it up to the special guests what they wanted to do, whatever. I didn't have like it on paper, every half hour you're going to be in a certain place. And we made that clear to the people that attended, hey, just bring your equipment, do what you want. If you don't have equipment, we got a pile of equipment. This is what this does. Go do what you want and leave when you want and whatever. So for $25 for 4 hours.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can't be that.
That's even cheaper than going to the movies nowadays.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely, it is.
Much cheaper going to McDonald's.
That too, bro. Yes, Taco Bell.
So
Taco Bell is more expensive than that already.
Yeah.
That's good. Oh man.
But I knew you wanted to hear about a little about the jail, and then we'll get into your guys, I guess, your investigation.
Yes, please.
Is that
Tell us how you started with the jail, like how you found it, everything about that.
Right. I moved to Georgia in 2018. So I wasn't always from this area. I lived up north, and it's actually right beside the city fire station. Of course, the building itself is very intriguing to see. Like it stands out because of the build, and I can touch on how the style of architecture it is. But it opened in 1915 and served to 2006. When it was empty, we would go over there from the fire station. I don't work full time at that fire station, but Matt does. I work for another fire department, but we would go over there and train because it was just empty and just full of crap. And we would have interactions, or like we were like the first people in there, so they were like reaching out to us, like there's somebody else here that's alive that can hear us. And so as time went on, the city or the county that owned it had taken it over, or they owned it previously and they wanted to sell it. So a friend of ours bought it, and he re-roofed it and painted it, and it just he just stored stuff in there, and he wasn't know what he was going to do with it. He owns a contract company for the government, so he was doing some other things inside of it for the stuff that he does, but basically it was just storage for him. And then Matt approached me. He said, hey, how about we talk to Jeff and see if he would mind us, opening it back up and cleaning it up and just do tours or whatever. And the whole reason behind it is we just wanted a place for people to come and investigate that was cheap. Yeah. We didn't want to charge $1,000 a night, $2,000 a night, all that kind of stuff. We just wanted local teams, and even for us to go over and use different devices and different experiments and try different stuff. So we come up with a certain price, and I'm glad you did that. Hi, Mark. How you doing, man? Mark's been there a couple times. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, I can't see the comments because of the window. So if somebody has a question or something, just let me know.
Yeah, we'll pop it up
I appreciate it. Yeah, but thanks for joining in, Mark, and whoever else joined us. I tried to share it out, but so a couple years we got it all cleaned up and opened it up. Shit, it's maybe 2002, 2003. It's been over a year.
How many square feet is it? Is it big? Is it a big area?
Well, how it's built, and let me tell you, originally it just was. I'm thinking maybe 1,500 square foot originally, because the whole building itself was a jail.
Mm-hmm.
And then either in the late 70s or late 80s, they put the main cell block on the back.
Okay.
So when that happened, it had to be the 70s, because one of the sheriffs lived there with his family, and they lived upstairs, which would have been the old part of the jail. But it's almost like the Hamilton County Jail in Florida. Yeah. Have you guys been there?
Yes.
It's like where you walk upstairs and the cells are upstairs and downstairs.
Yeah.
That's what it was like before they put the cell on the back. They tore that out and put in the visitation area, the small cafeteria or whatever, dining facility, and then added the main cell on in the back. I don't know. I'm terrible with square foot, maybe 4,000 square feet, maybe a little more, maybe a little less.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
It's bigger than you think it is.
I'm not sure which one's bigger, Hamilton or.
I like how it's laid out.
I don't know.
Yeah, Bleckley is bigger.
I think Bleckley is bigger because of that visitation area and you have
that main cell block.
Like, kitchen.
Yeah. So they put that on, and then it was on a circuit jail, so they would house people from other counties in that jail before they were. And I'm not sure to be exact date and time when the penal system started with the state. So I'm not sure when the state opened in state prisons. So I don't know how long they actually stayed in that jail before they were moved to a prison after their sentence.
Is there a train station near the jail?
A what?
A train station? Is there a train station?
Wow, that's how Cochran was founded originally, or Dykesboro was founded, because it was between two areas and they needed another stop. So they put this train station in, and they were going to harvest, I think, some of the wood and some other stuff. And it just it was booming for a while. Then, you know how everything is, it just fell off the face. But yeah, the railroad basically found the city, that area, and then incorporated in, it was after slavery, the city actually incorporated. So there was really no history of that type of stuff there. Of course, the jail wasn't built till 1915. So obviously that stuff was passed. And they had Jim Crow.
There's a train track like right behind it, right?
Yes. Yeah, that is still an active line.
And the first time we went in our abandonment, we kept hearing, we didn't know what we were hearing, but I was like, it has to be a train. But then we realized that it was like so much of that noise. And Steven's like, come on, bro, like the train's not going to be going by that many fucking times in the middle of the night. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, somebody also told us that.
Because it sounded like, you know, when the train honks, and it's like that.
Yeah.
Oh, the big horn. Yeah.
I've never heard that. I never heard anybody tell me about that.
All the jails are next to train stations, so maybe it's like that in Georgia too, because somebody said, I don't know where, and they used to transport, circuit jail or something.
The circuit county.
Right. And a lot of that was started too Civil War time too. When they put the tracks down, they would haul prisoners, you know, to that area. Of course, supplies, but they would have a jail close by for that reason.
In our abandonment video, when we went the first time, you'll hear it. Like
I'll have to re-listen to it. Yeah, I've never heard that.
And it sounds like a whistle, but if it came from a train.
Now we one time we got a whistle. We caught a whistle with our own ears inside the jail.
Oh yeah, we caught a bunch.
And we thought it not like a human whistle, but like a pneumatic whistle or a mechanical whistle that maybe was the train, and we actually heard it coming through. Like what is that? Like we thought maybe it was like they blew it for lunch or something, or back in your cells.
Yeah.
But Yeah, maybe that we actually heard it, and that's what that was, because I've never, no one's ever told me that.
Do they do
Yeah, we got a lot.
Joey,
of whistling.
yeah, Joey worked in corrections for a while. Do they do that? Do they whistle?
A lot of times you just tell everybody lock. I mean, the way I worked in the prison, so when you're in a building, we had two officers on the ground, and then you had a gunner up top, and then if you wanted people to lock up, you just yell out like, "Hey, lock it up!" But you do it in a loud voice. But there was no whistles.
Not in California anyway. We don't whistle in California.
No. Maybe back in the days,
maybe back in the day, like in the early 1900s, maybe they had whistles and things like that. But
but this sounded in our abandonment. It didn't sound like. Well, we got whistles, like human whistles, but we also got it sounded like a mechanical whistle, like from a train. So I was like, babe, that's just the train going through. And Steven's like, it's in the morning, Melissa. Like,
they wouldn't go through then. I think
you know what? I don't remember hearing a train when we were there.
No. They runs at 9 o'clock at night, and then they're on a pretty set schedule because they come out of Savannah.
Yeah, and it's not like a huge city either. Like,
no, there's a question here. Miguel's asking, was there just men and women in the prison, or was there just men and women? Yes, there was both. I'm not sure when that changed. And let me tell you a story, even happened to me last night. The women were kept, we think, because we had some psychic mediums in there and some other stuff happened to us. But as you go back to the main cell block, there was one cell that housed the women. And the writing on the wall, we think, was related to women and what they would write. So we just assuming that it was females that were held in that cell. So yes, they were separated, but they were held in that jail. And we have records. We have arrest records and booking records there with females from the 2000s and stuff like that. So that's funny that you asked that, because last night we had a group in, and I had stopped past. We were in Tifton. I'm trying to run back to let this group in. I run in. They're already there. I turn all the stuff on. As I'm turning the switches on to the panel box for the whole jail, there's a blood-curdling scream comes from the main cell block, like a scream. So I'm like, what the heck was that? So I come out, I'm like, did you guys hear that? They're like, no. So I went outside just to make sure that, there wasn't kids messing around, or, what I mean? Because sometimes there's a Domino's and some other stuff out there, and they're hollering and hooping back and forth. But no, that's the first time I ever had anybody scream, like scream. So, and I told it,
we got a lot of voices. Yeah, we got a lot of voices, like legit people that we thought you guys came back to the jail after you left. So
yeah, I mean, I thought, I told him, I said, well, good luck with that, and I left. So, I don't know what the hell that was, but I usually give him hell. Yeah, we had a guy that comes every month ish, and he does like his own experiments and stuff like that, whatever, and I was taking him back the other night. We just were walking to the back part of the jail, and we had somebody hiss at us, I'm like, listen, we're not doing that. So you can be mad all you want, but just go away. You're not going to hiss. And, but he's old law enforcement. So, they know our intentions before we even think it. So I'm sure they knew who he was and what he was about. So they were just being a dicks,
True. For real. Where was the hiss at? And like that was in the
yeah, it was right past the women's cell. Someone walked past us, was in that area, and hissed at us.
Crazy.
Yeah, and the only thing we had when we did the Friday night frights on the 11th, I was giving them like the initial tour, and we had like a real loud, disembodied, like a loud breath, like they were mad we were there. And everybody just stopped and looked at each other, and we're like, was that you, like the Spider-Man cartoon? They're all pointing at each other like, no, none of us like who exhaled? And none of that was none of that. So where were we at? The jail, 1915. It opened till 2006. We took it over. and then now we're where we're at today with it, and it just keep plugging along, and holding events. And unfortunately, with the cost of stuff in January, so if you're going to book, I would probably book soon. We're going to have to raise the price just to stay afloat, but that's
to maintain it. You guys do a good job maintaining it.
We make no money. We make no money. Like literally, I just went out and bought a lawnmower today to cut the grass. We make no money at all. It all goes back to the jail. So,
Michael, if you can let the folks know how much you're gonna charge to.
Yeah, I can get that. Now it's $200 with a $25 non-refundable deposit. January 1, it's going to get a $300. And
it's not bad.
Arm and a leg to be able to investigate
12 hours.
For 12 hours.
Yeah, 12 hours.
Yeah, I mean, you cannot beat that, dude. Trust me.
Yeah. And it's 12 hours?
12 hours.
Joy went like this. Wow. I might fly.
Guys,
running water, I mean, it's
like you don't have to rent out. Like you could literally go and use that as like a room. Like you could sleep.
Oh yeah, you can stay there. Yeah, you can shut the doors, have the AC on, and just sleep in that front room.
Oh, it has AC too.
Yeah.
What's that fucking steal?
Are they open showers and toilets? Like open, like
in the back, if you want to shower, you can. I mean, but there's nothing running now.
Like inmate style, like inmate style bathrooms.
We share one shower all together.
Well, you go to the
no, we never. There, or hit a lows. There is a place in there that the guards used. It was a bathroom and it has the showers. And I never gave that a thought. I'm sure we could turn the water, but the problem is we don't have a hot water tank hooked up, so you wouldn't have hot water.
But there is a flushing toilet, like your one single. Okay.
Yes, and you can wash your hands and just take a PTA bath.
You're not shitting in the open. Okay.
No. But yeah, so Janet,
I gotta go to the bathroom.
I mean, I've been to a lot of locations. This is, they're like, you can poop in this bathroom and pee in this one, but you can't poop in that bathroom, but only pee. I'm like, what? Like,
just hold it.
Yeah. But yeah,
Steven,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, Steven, you've booked a gang of locations.
Yeah.
This one has to be one of the most economical ones you've ever been to, right?
And
I'm making a mess.
I seen that.
You seen that? That's on my keyboard.
Here. Oh shit. Here. Do you need one?
Yeah, thanks. I need more caffeine.
Sorry.
I'll be right back.
No problem.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's cheap, man. You can't beat it for $300.
No, for $200.
Yeah. Do it at all. Like, and it's the amount of time you're getting it. It's such a great location, and it's so big. It really is bigger than what you think.
So this is where you guys went. This is where you guys went when we had the pre-recording.
Yes.
So with the okay. Nice.
I'm back.
So Steven,
is your keyboard okay?
Yeah, it'll be all right.
Okay.
Tell us how you came across Bleckley.
Yeah, because you're like one of the first.
Yeah, you were. I always tell your story. You have to be one of the first or second through there.
I think I saw.
He's a stalker.
I saw you. I saw it on. I saw it on Facebook, like when you had to open the page.
Yeah.
I like it. I like those kind of stalkers that give me money.
Yeah.
There had been like one group before us when we went there.
There was a local group, you guys, and I think the Haunting Angels.
Yeah, right after.
It was like all you guys were all back to back.
Nice.
They're in the chat.
Yvette, Ciro.
Oh, Yvette's on.
You guys.
Yeah, they're
hey guys. Yeah, they were there. They were one of the three. Yeah.
They went like right after us.
Right after us.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we connected with the Haunting Angels because of the Bleckley.
Okay.
Yeah, because what I did was, since I couldn't find any like history or videos on the location, wasn't out, I started going to like the comments of people that were like leaving comments, and then I was like, hey, like I saw that they had a trip planned. So then I started giving them like pointers, like, hey, like this happened here, this happened that, because I didn't have we didn't have anything to base anything off of. Like we didn't know. The only thing we kind of knew and was awesome was that Mike on our trip brought in a former employee that we got to like video.
We both learned a lot from that.
Yeah, we got like so much more information on the jail because of her. But I felt like it was my duty to like message the Haunting Angels because I saw they were going next, and I was like, listen, I was terrified. Like
I think
still terrified to this day.
Yeah.
That lady being there and speaking on her time there, I think that's maybe what because it was crazy active that first time.
Yeah, it was. We've been 3 times.
Because she was there, I'm pretty sure.
Like we thought people were in there with us. Like the amount of disembodied.
It was that active.
I've never been to another place and heard that many disembodied voices like that night. And then she was scared. So it got to a point where I would hear something and she heard it and she'll be like, "Did you hear that?" And I'll be like, "No, I didn't hear anything." Sitting there like, God damn it, y'all need to stop, bro.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was crazy.
It was
still active, right?
Yeah,
they were still living at the time.
You know what's crazy? The activity now I noticed is different from that first time that we went. It's like
for us.
Yeah, it's
and then we were
so
huge on like afterwards. I remember that we called Jenny and Mondo like literally at the truck stop on our way down, and we're like, "You gotta fucking come here!" Like this.
True story.
I was like, "This is wild," because it was a lot for us. And I think it was like our first time. Well, no, we had done things alone, but I think this was the first time that like we did like a jail alone, just you and I. So it really, I was really scared. We were about to leave, but I was
really?
like, yeah.
Talking about whistles, now you reminded me in the abandonment upstairs.
No, not abandonment.
Yeah, in the abandonment upstairs, you see the camera move. Yeah,
we didn't put on abandonment.
You hear
upstairs.
A whistle, or when we were running a camera, you hear 2 whistles in the camera that you could see we both heard, and then right after that, the camera moves.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But that wasn't abandonment. We're just sitting. No, and in the spirit box, Steven was running it, and Steven's like, "Did you hear that whistle?" He put it down, and then he put it back up. He goes, "Did you just whistle?" And you hear it clear as hell. It goes, "I didn't whistle."
That is the craziest.
I remember that. Yes.
I didn't whistle. Oh man.
Favorite.
Yeah.
Spirit box response ever.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
I was like, "We gotta go."
That was
there was a few times I would look at your camera. I would look at your camera in the little waiting area, and I was like, "Mike, I'm so scared."
There was a camera there? Oh my
yeah,
God.
we that's what you guys were on my OnlyFans.
Probably. Yes. Fucking Steve is picking wedgies. Only scared.
Look at
I'm
those.
fucking doing the same shit. That's hilarious. Michael,
What I was
gonna
gonna
ask you
say about the
feel-
whistle, they did give us a whistle if we had an emergency. So
that makes sense.
So they knew where we were in the event we were like, in a fight, and all we can get to is a whistle. You whistle as much as you could to try to get.
There you go.
But inmates can do that to each other too, though.
No, but we had like a
specific right, like a sailor.
But don't inmates do that to each other?
I mean, they can do whistles if they know
like,
how to whistle loud, but like officers had specific whistles.
Right.
That we were able to blow it in case of emergency.
Well, that makes sense. Maybe that's what we heard.
Used like on a daily basis. It was only for an emergency.
Right. I get it.
Besides your alarm.
Yeah.
Right. Interesting.
Do you feel like the energy is different from downstairs to upstairs? Like something completely different than like the jail related, or what do you think?
We had that discussion last night or the night before. It's like there's a threshold between the cells and the other part of the jail for sure. Yeah. You can definitely there's times that I won't even go back to the main part, the main cell block. Like I just get that vibe. I'm like, okay, well, I get it tonight. So, but there's other times like Friday night just was, to me, it didn't feel as bad as it normally does. But yeah, definitely 2 different energies for sure.
Oh, you know what? I had a question. So I've never felt that as much as I did in this location. So I don't know why. I don't know if it's because we were new there or whatever. But then Mela started she's like, yeah, I kind of I feel that, but I think she was. You know, a lot of people get like this thing where they feel like cobwebs. Do you get that?
Yeah,
there?
we get a lot of touching. Oh
So
yeah.
The most I've ever felt ever, and I've gone to a lot of places on shit was there. It was just it almost it lasted like half a day.
Yeah, they
like,
love touching.
Yeah, we got a lot of that, huh, Jenny? That was crazy.
That's what
dude, you guys like after a while you were like, damn, I feel it. It was like everywhere.
Oh, you felt it like you were charged or felt like that.
The cobweb, right?
Yeah. It's like this
on Friday.
like weird.
Yeah.
Like you have hair on you, you're trying to take it out.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah. We get a lot of touching in the back. Like
Wild.
Like I was getting my finger grabbed the other day. I was in there, just touching my hand, touching my fingers, pulling my shirt. Yeah.
Crazy.
Look at Mela. What happened, Mela?
I don't like that.
You don't like being touched?
I started telling her, she was like, "Wait, that's not hair. Like, no, you have nothing on you."
So what did you guys get this last time? I mean, I watched your live, and I was seeing you're having some interaction, and you're having some.
I went to
stuff happen.
What I want to say is, referencing back to Mela and Steven calling us from the gas station on the way back. So we were like, man, we missed that trip. That sounded awesome. Then to the eventual, which chat, if you haven't seen it, guys, definitely check out BlackSmoke's investigation of the Bleckley jail, because after watching it is what helps cement the fact of we got to go.
Yeah.
And the next opportunity that we had, not only did we get a chance to go, but we did an experiment with Steven and Mela for the first time, which was purely amazing. And we decided to
the smile when he's telling the story.
Let's let Steve and Mela tell us what they wanted us to do.
Mela's idea. Which I love it.
The Bleckley, for me personally, like I feel like we are like the biggest fans of this location, and we tell everybody about the Bleckley. So you're welcome.
I know, I appreciate it.
Yeah, non-paid sponsorship, right? We figured that since they had never been to this location, that we were gonna blindfold them and put them in separate places.
Oh, yeah.
And we were gonna wait outside and just let
That's
them.
awful.
Yeah, I would never do that. I would not do that.
I would love to.
No, she wouldn't. Hell no,
she wouldn't do it, but she'll let other people do it.
That's what I kept thinking about. Let me tell you.
No, the funny part is that we blindfolded Jenny, Mondo. They didn't see the inside or anything, so we took them in, and we put Jenny in the suicide cell all the way at the end.
Oh
and
no.
Then and then their phones were on a timer, like so they were blindfolded for 10 minutes while they like sat there and waited, and it's all recorded. And then Mondo, we didn't realize that we had stuck him in the closet
with no AC. The guy was going to die on us.
Upstairs in the screening room.
Camera overheated and everything.
My camera overheated. I was getting touched.
Were you really?
I kept hearing tapping noises
on a thing next to him in that cabinet thing.
Mind you, I was blindfolded, so I didn't know
where I was. So that's.
They had no idea. They had no idea where they were, and I tell everybody, I'm like, you could see a video a million times, but you kind of like you still don't know what's what, even watching the video. And as we were walking out, we were like, oh shit, we stuck Mondo in the fucking closet.
That's hot up there. That's a psycho mantium room.
They did that on
purpose. We closed the door. Yeah, we closed the doors. We turned off all the lights.
Hell no, they closed the door on you?
And we were like, you guys gotta just, do your own thing and find each other. Like, just go ahead and find each other. We don't know what happened. I'm dying to to see the video.
No, and I turned off all the lights. I put the Ouija board out where he was
with all the candles.
I lit all the candles.
God!
I need this guy to be scared.
He set the fucking mood.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Oh, God.
Damn, Mondo, what did you do to them?
We don't know. I don't know what
to deserve that.
Jen and Mondo, they haven't really spoken about what happened. So I would love to know.
Yeah, it's the perfect time.
Yes. So I can tell you, I'm
Go
going
from
over
your perspective.
from my perspective, which I'm going over that footage now because I thought I lost that SD card. I found it. Remember I told you? And you
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's in the SD card, the thing on it's black, and it was like inside of like that little bigger thing.
Yeah, can't
so
see
I didn't
it.
know it was in there, and it was in there from the Bleckley, but I found it. So I didn't know that was at all the suicide cell till after, I don't know when, but so I was just asking. Oh, so after my 10 minutes is up, I took my blindfold off, and I was like, okay. I was like, I'm in a jail cell, but when I went to go look outside, I'm like the last cell, all the way at the end of the shit. And then so when I peered out, I see that the door is open to even get into there, and I was like, oh my god, because you're really alone back there. And I kept hearing footsteps walking like towards the front end of like where that door would be. So I'm assuming that's maybe where the female's at, right when you open that corridor.
Yeah,
there was like
females
footsteps,
on the right.
like, you know, like walking like back and forth, like
They go back and forth to that cell.
Yeah. And what is that? Do you think that's like a police officer, or do you think that's just inmates?
It might be residual, or it might be where the cell you were in. I think they go back and forth to the female cell.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, I heard that a lot. Which one's the female cell? The one right across?
If you walk in down the steps, go into the main cells, the first one on the right is the female.
That's
We
female.
think is the female cell.
Okay. So they were able to walk loosely?
No, I think the spirits are walking back and forth.
Oh, I got you. Okay. I mean, the footsteps were loud, like really loud. And so what I did was I picked up my K2 and I had it on the lower bunk in front of me. So I was sitting like across from the bunk. And another thing I realized also when I was blindfolded, so next to me is like a wall, and I guess on the other side of that little wall,
It's a shitter.
It's a shitter, yes.
Right.
So I felt like somebody was standing on the other side of that wall. So that was the first thing I wanted to look at when I took my blindfold off, was there, because it was really uncomfortable in that kind of little direction.
Yeah.
You were in there while he was trying to take a
shit. Yeah. No. I'm sure he was. I'm sure they were watching you.
I gotta go to that part.
Yeah.
God. You stayed there.
But the K2, I'm talking about, it was all the way to red. Like it would ping, like it was.
And there's no electricity back there.
No, we disconnected the lights and everything.
Too.
Yeah.
That's true.
It was so like I don't know, active, I guess, in that point. Then that's when I started getting like the whole like cobweb thing. And every time I was addressing whoever was in there with me, the bunk would make a noise. And I had like not the 𝗷𝗶𝗏, but the other one, the poltergeist. And it told me, I said, tell me something about this place. And the first word that came up there was damn, what I'll tell you, it had to do with death. Damn, what was it? What was the word I told you, Mela? I can't remember right now. Not homicide, but what?
Obituary or something like that?
No, like they died. Oh my god, the word will pop up. But basically, the person told me like they died. There was a death in that cell.
Yeah.
And then that's when I realized where I was at, and I was like, oh, and I didn't know the name of the person. I didn't know that they knew the name. I don't know. I thought that was Robert. That's the name I kept getting.
Robert. We get Matt too for some reason.
Nobody knows the
no one knows exactly. No.
Oh shit. Okay.
So how long were you guys up there before you guys reunited? Or like, yeah.
So I did, after I took my thing for 10 minutes, I stayed there for about like a good 20, 25 minutes by myself in there. And then I left. So I did my own little solo there. And then I left to look for him, but I got so lost because it's like a fucking maze in there.
No, what's funny is that when we do find,
it's crazy.
when we do find each other,
he was still upstairs.
Steven and Mela were like a few minutes after. They're like, "Bro, you guys were taking forever." Like, no, we were just doing our thing.
Yeah, and I don't know what the hell. It looks like a lot of closets. It's like doors. And there was where he was upstairs. I opened the door, and I saw like a staircase, and I said hello, and I didn't hear anything. I was like, and I closed it. I'm like, there's nobody here. He was up there, so I don't know if you even heard me. If you were in the closet at that time with the fucking spirit box. I was trapped in the closet, making some life decisions. Yeah.
So
I'm
my experience.
That was cool.
I almost ate it a few times because again I'm going up the stairs blindfolded thanks to my amazing guide Steven.
Friends, right?
He made sure I didn't eat it, but the step right before you go onto the closet, I almost hit my shin there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm walking through. They leave me there. They kind of tell me where everything is at. They tell me to sit down. I sit down, and then that's it. They leave me. So I have my GoPro. Really quick, thank you, Dantex, to uploading the link to Steve and Mela's episode for Bleckley. Appreciate that. Okay, now back to my story. So
wait, is it out? Is your video out yet?
Their video, yeah.
Oh, the old one. Okay, now with the one with you guys. Okay,
the old one.
I seen that one. Yeah.
No, we don't have a new Bleckley video. Jen and Mondo they have the video.
We'll be doing.
Oh, they have it. Okay, somebody has a video coming out, right? It's you guys, right? Yeah. Okay, I know. I hit the notification. Yeah.
So then they leave. I'm there by myself. Don't know where I'm at. I know I'm just sitting down somewhere, and it felt a little hot, felt a little heavy. So I start like talking out loud, and I don't know why. I was like, man, I hope my camera is recording, because I started hearing like noises and things like that.
Mondo actually came out without his shirt. He took his shirt off.
I was changing in the blind. No, so I actually heard like a conversation what sounded like next to me.
Oh wow.
But I couldn't make out what it was, and it sounded like muffled, but I can tell two people were having a conversation. And then I kept hearing like, so here's where I'm sitting. Right here is where, like back here is where there's a closet.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept hearing like tapping noises. Mind you, I didn't know there was a closet there, but I heard tapping noises. It wasn't until that my 10 minutes were up and I take off my blinds and I'm looking, I started smiling because I was like, I know exactly where I'm at because I seen their video.
Right.
I was like, I know exactly where I'm at. Started like giggling to myself, whatever. And then I just proceeded to do what everybody in our field does. We just start investigating. So I took out my DR60s and I started investigating by myself there in the closet. And like Steven was saying, my GoPro actually overheated. So that sucks because I kind of lost the footage of me like reviewing my evidence. But the EVPs I was getting, they were very friendly, and they were very smart, intelligent responses is what I was getting. So then I got out of there. The children's room and the room with the Ouija board were the two that were getting my attention. Okay. So I investigated in the Ouija room, and then I went to the children's room, and then that's when
they met up with you guys.
There. I felt that cell too, the suicide cell, whatever it was friendly to me. Like,
oh really?
It was, yeah.
I didn't feel anything negative there at all. Nice.
No.
Except for upstairs. I didn't like upstairs.
No.
When we went with Marie and James and stuff, we did the XLS at the suicide cell, and Steven acted. Yeah, Steven acted like he was gonna hang himself from the bunk, and you see like the stick figure like trying to untie,
stopping him.
Yeah, like trying to stop him from doing it. It's wild. I was like, what the fuck? Like that's crazy. Whatever is there. I mean, I don't think anything. Well, the first time I went, I could honestly say they did not want us there. Like I could say that 100%. But I think that they're cool now. Like they're like whatever. Like, oh, look at these people are coming back.
No, and then when I did act like I jumped, like I was saying, I'm gonna jump.
Out.
The motion detector started going crazy.
Yeah, and he was like,
oh really?
Did it? You hear the motion detector just starts going crazy. Like if something like I don't know. I've had a lot of
get you.
I have a lot of stories there. It's crazy. That place, I love that place.
Yeah.
It was that loud, Brandon.
You need to book it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haunting Angel says they can't wait to go back next year.
Yeah, they reached out to me already. Yeah.
They're stalking you already.
Yeah, come on.
Definitely wanting to go back as well.
I would love that.
Everybody, we definitely told everybody about the Bleckley. So
yeah.
Can you
go ahead.
Tell me about the architecture real quick, because I'm like,
oh yeah,
it looks like a Super Mario castle.
Yeah,
that's what I said outside. Oh, it looks just like the castle from Super Mario 1 when you.
I had a. I was actually. Yeah.
Right after you jump on the pole.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. I'll have to get somebody to draw a picture of that with Mario.
Mongo told me that outside, and I was like,
you have to.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But it's funny you mentioned that. I was up there cutting grass, and I had a flash. I had a flash in my brain. I was cutting grass. I'm like, you need to go throughout Georgia and get there you go, and get photographs of the other prisons that look like that and hang them on the walls. So I'm going to try to do that. There's that's the Citadel. They call it a Citadel style jail, but it's like a Gothic with that where the gallows would have been. The way it looks like a castle. We don't know the architect. That's why I want to go. There's a bunch of these in Georgia.
Yeah.
Listen, Mike, there's one in
Jasper, Georgia. Pickens Jail looks just like
there's
that.
There's a jail in Waycross.
Oh, yeah.
It's
unopened. Nobody investigates this thing.
Which one?
It looks just like yours, just not wide. Like it has the little castle style things.
Which one?
One of my coworkers, he
oh yeah, no shit.
Oh, that's just like
that's exactly like it. That's funny. Maybe that's Mario you're hearing.
So cute.
I need to get that put up now on the wall.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I want to go. There's one that's a couple counties over that's it's like 3 stories. It's like a museum now or something. There's a bunch of them
sealed up, like it's just closed.
You can't get into it. Yeah, you can't get in, but we don't know who, like I said, who the architect was or anything like that. But why they even chose that, I don't know if it was just to make it look, scary, to keep people out of jail type thing, or just one of those things where the guy had.
Is it
Cathedral?
Oh, there you go. What's the style?
Is it this one?
It's
you know what?
I actually called the lady and I never did call her back. I was going to set up an appointment.
Hold on. I'm going to take this crap off. There's this one that's new. Apparently, that's out now.
We went to that one.
We investigated that one.
Yeah.
And
that one's closed. It's not. It's.
We actually found that one on maps.
It's not open.
Drove there, walked around the building, tried to open the door, and found it open, and we went inside.
That's the Quickman jail.
But now there's a jail. There's a paranormal group. I think they're called 𝗹𝗶𝗘 Paranormal.
I told Steve
Lone Wolf Paranormal.
The day we get arrested for exploring, we're gonna our logo is gonna be our mugshots.
Called Quickman Jail. James just investigated that place too.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It's tiny, but that place is crazy. Eventually stopped putting prisoners there, and it was just an execution building.
Jail. Yeah, that's it.
Sweet.
They would take the inmates from Georgia there just to kill them.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
And this one?
Yeah.
The little one.
Quickman Jail.
Yeah.
The little white one.
But when we went, everything was still inside, like paperwork, everything was still in there. I don't know how it is now because they're gonna do, but it's tiny, tiny. It's like the size of my house.
No, it's smaller than our house.
Smaller than our house. It's really little. But it was pretty active. Like in the cells, like we got like REM pod, music box. I had the ghost tube running and a wasp was chasing me. And I was like, I'm out of here. And the ghost tube goes, goodbye.
No, really. But if you Google Citadel style jails, a bunch will pop up. It was a hanging jail. Yeah. We didn't have any hanging. Yeah, James said the platform's still at that jail over there.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have all that.
That little jail was built in 1884.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. Where's it at in Georgia?
Whitman.
It's right by that famous house,
the murder house.
The murder. You seen that one in Quitman?
The murder house.
I think you sent me that, or I think someone does investigations there.
Well, you really can't go there.
No, they're fixing it now. The house is
really bad. It's
the
really,
house is
really
being
bad.
Private ownership.
Yeah, because it has, I don't know how many acres. So the people that bought it, they did it just for the land for cropping.
Okay.
But it's a house, and the house is like in really bad shape. Like you can't even go in there. It's
okay.
Really, yeah, but it's beautiful to look at.
Oh, you do that?
Huh? I'm sure Steven will go in there.
Yeah. Doesn't look like it's been renovated. I go by it every day.
Go to the back door. There's a big sign that says it.
Yeah.
No, the lady wrote a sign. The owners of it are like, listen, everything valuable in here has already been robbed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That's wild.
That's neat. Yeah.
It's crazy. But the Pickens jail in Jasper, Georgia is also the same style, but that one is a museum.
Okay.
Yeah, that one they have it as a museum, and we investigated. That one they give it to you also for like 12 hours.
Mike investigated there too. You went there, right, Mike?
The Pickens jail?
Yeah, the one with the little Indian hut next to it.
Oh, yeah, I was there with the Haunting Angels and the I always say their name wrong. Ghost Hunting Housewives.
Yeah.
They booked it. We went up and we had zero evidence. We had no. I think it happened to us was in the cabin.
No, really? We didn't get anything.
We didn't get nothing. We didn't get nothing in the jail. We got a bunch of stuff in the cabin.
Oh my God. We got upstairs by the toilet. REM pod. We were by the hanging tower, and the REM pod just started going off like crazy. Like
now that's a poly jail.
Yeah.
Poly built them. You can tell by the metal in the between the floors, the curved metal.
Oh, okay.
That's a poly style jail. That was a different company that made that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we did an Estes and Lazaro during the Estes because Steven, like during that he was under, Steven was like, oh, get out of here, like being very rude, like all these people, like this new people. And Laz and Ofi, my friends that are not investigators, Lazaro was like, oh, fuck you, man. Like, why are you trying me? And shit just changed. Like, everything changed after he said that. Like, Steven was like, yeah. And, like, Lazaro started getting scared. He was like, no, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Too late.
You could hear, like, the Estes method. Like, I mean, with us, like, you could hear, you know, the speaker blowing in his ear. Like, he cannot hear us at all. We whisper, we don't scream, you know, there's no like denying it. Yeah.
Right.
And like, Steven, you were like, what? You were like, fuck you. Like right after you were like, fuck you, or something like that. And we were like, uh-oh.
Made him mad.
That was crazy, yeah.
No, and then after Lazaro was like, I want to go home.
Yeah, he's like, that's it, we're done. We want to go home.
He got freaked out.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
The thing is that he had never really, they were new to that too, so they don't know the
it was,
you know.
I don't want to tell tales out of school, but Friday night we were just doing a bunch of different experiments, and Josh Purvis was there, and I was upstairs with War Party, and we had a girl that was a guest go under Estes with the Delco glasses, okay? So I'm sitting beside her, and me and Mike from War Party are just talking, just, you know, trying to solve the world's problems and how the paranormal is and all this kind of stuff. And so we were just talking like, what can you see? We don't, you know what I mean? We were just trying to prompt answers or ask questions to see, you know, we can't see the other side. What can you see now? Blah, 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 blah. So the girl's just sitting there spitting out random stuff, and she says Capricorn. And then she says investigation, and just keeps going on like, well, that's weird. The lady, there was another special guest we had prior to that, was downstairs talking to Josh. He's from Macon. and he was telling them how the only places he has ever investigated in Macon were Capricorn Records and another place. She come upstairs, and that girl 2 minutes after that says Capricorn investigation. You see that? You follow what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Like, because we were asking, where are you at? We can't see you. What do you see? You know, just, you know, it was getting late, blah, 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 blah.
You think that it was like a spirit that like followed him?
Oh, 100%. Well, I don't know about that, but I think she just was like, see what we can do. Like, you know, I was just downstairs. We can hear and hear everything. Wow. And I'm going to tell this girl, I'm going to say it, and she's going to repeat what she just heard. Wow. Yeah, the girl that was down, the lady that heard that, when she come up and reheard it, she about shit her pants. Yeah. She said, what did she just say? I said, she said Capricorn. And I'm like, what the hell is that? She said, oh my God. They just were talking about Capricorn Records being in Macon, being investigated. Wow. Yeah. So, yeah.
There's like a motherly woman in the Bleckley, like that kind of like holds shit down there. I don't know why I get that vibe.
Yeah. That's funny you say that, because the one lady that did the same thing is sort of sensitive, and she was running into her a couple times the day before. This lady would approach her and want to talk to her, but then when she'd settle down to talk to her, nothing really happened. She thinks it might be one of the volunteers that would come there and cook, or maybe one of the old sheriff's wives, wardens. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. But we've heard her. She used to tell us good morning all the time. And then I've heard her a couple times. She'll come through and talk as a disembodied voice. And I think Haunting Angels have heard her too. A couple other people have heard her. But
I don't know why I got that vibe. Like from the first time, I always got the vibe of like just like a woman that was like kind of like just taking care of everything. Like just I don't know. Yeah.
Makes sense.
And when we did the Estes in the Bleckley the first time, they were actually like telling me to go to the back. Like they kept calling me, what was it? Woman? They were like, woman?
No, they kept referring to her as female.
Female, yeah.
Female.
You say her name and they would just be like female.
Female.
It would like just her as like a gender, you know? It was like not addressing her face forward, which is crazy because like, I mean, back in the day, at least I would think like in some jails, like prisoners are not even allowed to speak to you directly, even less a woman if you're a man, you know? Maybe that's why that was weird. I thought about that while I was there.
And then I was like, do you want me to go? Like, do you want me to go to your cell? And then it was like, yeah. And then it said cell 8.
Yeah, I don't know how they're numbered. I don't know if they still are or not.
Oh, I was going to ask you about that.
There is a map, there's a schematic, but I never looked close enough to see if it actually had the cell numbers on it. It was hanging there on a wall. I think it's still there. Like it's like a fire escape plan. You know what I mean? It was hanging there on a wall forever.
Yeah. No, after that we left. We were like, we're done. We're out of
here. That was enough. Yeah, Friday night was weird. I mean, we had some direct interactions, but it seemed more was just like we tapped into their world and they just were talking to each other. You know, they appeased us and they answered some stuff. You know, we got a couple of Class A EVPs, just some answers to some questions we asked, but generally just like they were just amongst themselves talking.
In their own realm.
Yeah. So I gotta ask, Mike. I gotta change
the abandonment because it lets them do their thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you're hearing when nobody's there, what's going on. Michael, I gotta ask, what got you into the paranormal? Like being a firefighter?
Yeah. Good question.
I was trying to get
like we're talking about
I gotta ask.
Yeah, no, good question, man. You know, I actually do a big speech on this, a big spiel, so I'll cut it down to a couple of minutes. But I've been in a fire service for a very long time, and I've had a lot of I've ran a lot of calls, a lot of traumatic events. You know, I've been on a lot of scenes of death and all that kind of stuff. You know, I've been in that situation of, you know, when someone crosses to the other world, I'm there when they take their last breath. I may be the last person they see. Usually, if I'm there, you're like the last, or if I'm there, something's bad happened, or, you know, it's not a good day for you. So For years, I kept getting flashes, and I've had these. I was in different scenarios or different calls where I had this stuff happen to me, and I just played it off as like, okay, whatever, just my brain. You know what I mean? Just part of the job. We'll move on. And it took me a long time to realize that they were reaching out to me. Somebody was reaching out to me to move forward with what I was doing and almost become like an empath and using me as a catalyst for them to speak again. So when I moved to Georgia in 2018, I met up with Matt, and we just always was interested in it, just never did it. You know, I mean, just one of those things. I seen it all the time. I didn't really think about it. But met up with Matt, and we just sort of did some small investigations, and it just took off from there. It's like the light turned on in my brain, like, we've been trying to get you to do this for a long time, and now it's finally working. So yeah, so now I have all and to it, and I did a lot of hobbies and did stuff, you know, PTSD, all the bad stuff that goes along with years and years of, you know, I'm a man, you know, I don't show emotion, I don't do any of that kind of stuff. You go back to the firehouse, it's on to the next call and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, after a while, if you don't vent and don't talk and you know, I still see my dad go through this after Vietnam, you know, years of holding everything in just eats him alive, you know, high blood pressure, all that kind of stuff. It'll manifest. And I wanted to also be that voice for people that go through this and doesn't have a chance to you know, say what they've gone through or seen. And yeah, it'll fuck you up, man. It'll come out somehow. Drug addiction, porn, abuse, whatever, alcoholism, it's going to fester and come out. So it was sort of just everything just lined up at one time. And you know, I'm intrigued by it, and now I got the jail and everything else with it. But the biggest thing, you know, I focus on ITC stuff and just becoming that voice for them again. And I think when you're exposed to that often as I was, and anybody that's in my field, nurses, first responders, police, and all that, I think you get exposed just a little to what happens in that transition, and I don't want to say the word marked because that sounds awful, but you're sort of basically marked. I think that was in a movie. They referred to people being marked from death, by death, and I think they can recognize that when we go to places, if that makes sense. You know, what I mean, they can sense like that. Okay, he sort of gets this, and I get what I don't know, but I'm hoping I obviously I can't see the other side and know what it's like, but I'm there when they transition from this world to that world.
Right.
And I've had calls where we've brought people back and they've told me they watched us and heard what we were doing, and they seen what was going on, and then we brought them back to life, and they're telling me this, you know, after we brought them back to life. So all this stuff lined up over the years, and I just played it off like it was just the job.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. This is the first time I talked to him. So
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be long-winded and get off and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, because we were gonna talk about this anyways.
Yeah.
When did you form Southern Heat?
Yeah, it was like 2018, maybe a little sooner than that. You know, yeah. Got into and COVID hit. You know, so we were sort of stuck with COVID and couldn't do much with that. But yeah, Matt's the same way. You know, I was fortunate and still am to have Matt in with me. He's sort of a skeptic, you know, doesn't really believe in a god or a higher power, which is okay. You know, so he's a sort of a good debunker and sort of need a little more proof than I do.
Steven's still a skeptic, right, Mela?
Yeah, Steven's.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but you know, whatever. I don't judge. You believe what you want to believe in, and we just took off from there and just started going all over the country filming and sharing what we knew and talking to people, and because I'll go to Paracons, it's so ironic. People come up to me and like, hey, my dad was a fireman for years, and they would tell me all these stories or literally just start crying, you know, at the table because their grandfather did it for years. And even guys at work will tell me stories all the time, that shit that happens to them, paranormal stuff or unexplained stuff. You know, like, yeah, man, this one time, you know, this happened on a fire call, or we were here and this happened. And every firehouse is freaking haunted. Any older firehouse that has some age to it, because again, that exposure, like anything, you're constantly exposed to something that's going to work on you. It changes you. It changes your mindset. So that constant energy shift, that energy that's given out and it attaches, and it comes back, and they're all at the firehouse waiting for every time you come back. There's somebody there. So it's just like the jail, just a firehouse. People are there. All that energy, it sticks to the walls. It saturates everything, and right time of day, and it comes out, or you might hear something different. But yeah.
You feel like anything has, as far as being with your job related, not the firehouse. That your job, like maybe like in a scene where somebody died or passed away while you're there, or something. Has anything followed you back or like attached itself to you?
Paranormal wise, yes. The only thing that really happens to me, dreams. I get a lot of dreams sometimes after serious stuff, or I get a lot of flashes when I'm on scene, as far as like the event, how they were prior to where they are now. Like if I have somebody that is in an accident or whatever it is, I'll get like a flash of them before the accident or what they were doing before the accident. If that makes sense.
Yeah. You're like,
yeah.
what
So
led us to it, basically.
Yeah, it's sort of weird, and I had that forever. Like like the first call I had that happened to me. I didn't know. I mean, I was a young kid out of fire school. I'm like, whatever. I mean, I didn't. I was playing out what they were doing prior to the accident. Kept going over in my head. But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, have you ever had people upset you brought them back?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I've heard about that before.
Yeah, not really directly. No, I mean, I think I was fortunate enough that we did bring a lot of people back that were happy. I never really think about people that I do save. I think about people that I don't save, and that's the biggest thing that plays out in my brain is that. I mean, I'm grateful. There's a lot of times I do remember stuff that has happened with saves, but there's other times that everybody's like, "Hey, don't you remember this time?" I'm like, "Oh, fuck, I forgot that." You know what I mean? It's the ones that I don't. There's only so much I can do. Only so much training. You know what I mean? If you're supposed to go, that's it. It's over. So, but no, no one ever got mad at me. I've been on some sketchy suicides, but nothing that never brought any. Well, the guy that was in cardiac arrest that we shocked to come back was mad because we shocked him and it hurt. So when he was watching us unconscious in that state, he was yelling at us, "Don't shock me, because he knew it was going to hurt." Now, he was the only guy that was mad that I remember because it just hurt him, not so much that he was mad at me. We brought him back. I think the ones that I do remember that tried to commit suicide that we did bring back are more play off like, what do you mean? It was just an accident. You mean like they weren't mad because we brought them back? They were just playing off like they had an accident.
Right. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
I ran a couple carbon monoxide poisonings. We get there and pull the person out of like, "Hey man, I just fell asleep in the car. You know what I mean? Come on now.
I am terrified of that.
Carbon monoxide?
Oh my God. I feel like that. Oh, I am so scared. And I just saw a hotel in, I think, Mexico that a bunch of people died from that.
I've been on a few bad ones. Yeah.
Yeah. I worked at a motel here in Miami for like 3 years. And I was working when.
Is there motels in Miami?
Oh yeah, with stripper poles.
I know. I know.
I worked in one of those.
It was one of those.
I see your videos all day long on driving the boats and cleaning boats and all this all on the water. Yeah. I see your touch.
There was no boat.
No, but I see his videos. Somebody posts boat videos.
Yeah. No, this was years ago. This was like 2010. I worked there like for 3 years. I worked the front desk. And I was actually working when these 5 kids, they ended up dying from carbon monoxide because they rented the room. It came out on the news and everything. They rented the room and they were gonna throw a party that night. So they came in the morning, they rented it, and then they went to the room to go eat McDonald's, like the food they bought. But the car had like a starter problem, so they left the car running with the garage open because each room has a private garage, and they closed the garage.
No.
Yeah, they closed the garage and they all died. And the housekeeper, the next day, I sent her over and I was like, okay, like clean out the room. And when she opened, they were all sitting like in the same position with the McDonald's, and they were
Oh no!
It's so crazy.
Yeah,
we had to rush out.
Yeah, they just they did exactly
they fell asleep.
They fell asleep exactly how they were.
Yeah, it attaches it to the red blood cell, and then you can't exchange oxygen.
It was from the car that caused the carbon monoxide.
Of course, the car was running with the garage closed.
Oh my god!
That hotel room.
I'm surprised you haven't tried. Seriously.
Well,
we've gone to that hotel.
That was a great idea.
We talked about it a bunch of times, bro, but it's just like
you can't do it though, because it has so much. I mean, it's an hourly thing. There's so many people. There's gonna be so much doubt, so much electricity, everything. Like it's not like a lot going on. You know what I mean? That's why we have.
Yeah, and I've wanted to do that for a long time, and that's something that I've been trying. Well, I've been trying to work out with some municipalities. I remember that. Yeah,
she says, I'm familiar with that motel. What are you doing in that motel, Yvette?
She was in that room. But I've been trying to do a study on that. Not so much carbon monoxide, but immediate death with. Trying to go investigate immediately. Like there's been a lot of times that I've been on scenes and like I'll pull my phone out, and I'll try to ask questions, like just general questions, see if I get responses. And there's been some studies on this, and like I've talked to a couple of police officers that have been on crime scenes with body cams and recorders because they're investigating. And they'll get fucking voices. They'll get EVPs.
Case, what's it called? No. What the fuck is it called?
Yes.
He killed his 2 kids and his pregnant wife.
Yeah, that video. You see the girl upstairs.
Yeah. So many EVPs on the cop's body cam.
Yeah. And that's what I said.
But what about the news reporter? The news reporter that was up front, that he was talking in front of the house, and like a random person like ran.
Yeah, it was a whole bunch. It was right after that whole thing happened. It was so.
That's what I'm saying. It's just hard to get in with the municipality. It's going to say, hey, here's this idiot that wants to, ask questions to a dead body. But I don't know. It's just something. It's not so much I want to do it for a TV show or likes or views, but just so much is like a research thing. Like, is it immediate? Does it take time? I mean, do people just pass? Do they stay? Just one of those things that
people in the chat are wondering. Sorry to interrupt. This is what the motels in Miami look like right here.
Oh, geez.
Like a brothel?
Fucking jacuzzis. You got disco balls.
Oh my god. Oh no.
I was
like I thought that was a fucking dance floor or like a stripper pole.
It's strip club.
Oh, it is.
There is a stripper club.
The beds are up here.
It's an hourly motel, girl.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
They're hourly, guys. We're trying not to be so vivid, but
that was the best job.
You pay by hour and then just come and eat McDonald's, right?
Is it on Highway 305?
They rented it for a whole day, like overnight.
Yeah, those were like spots in high school.
They were gonna do like a party and shit.
Had to throw a party for one of the kids' birthdays. Their birthday.
That's awful.
So and then they ate their lunch to leave and come back at night, but. Yeah.
There you go.
Do you know what vibrating beds are? It isn't even still a thing nowadays.
There it is, probably.
I loved working there.
Apparently.
It was so much fun. I saw so much shit working there.
Vibrating words like.
Yeah.
Wait, Mela, you worked at those hourly hotels?
I worked there for 3
10 years ago.
years.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I saw everything.
Oh, I bet. But you seen some names.
Everything.
Yeah.
Huh?
You're like, I know what you're here for.
Uh-huh. McDonald's.
Go enjoy. Did you get my team? Go enjoy.
I had a little old couple that would come every Sunday, and they're like, "We need the handicap room because we're handicapped." And when they would leave, it always the housekeeper was like, "It's a cucumber." Like they would always leave a cucumber or a banana.
Yeah.
So we were always like, "What did they leave? What did they leave?"
That's funny.
Cucumber.
Oh, I was gonna say, going back to the body, when my cousin died, that she committed suicide, we the whole family was outside of her house when she was still in there, and when they took her out, that they had to take her to the Miami-Dade morgue, we ended up going into the house, and I remember going to the bathroom. And I like couldn't like breathe, like I like by myself in the bathroom, and I like couldn't breathe, and I felt like this like heaviness on me, and I was like, what the fuck? Like I was like freaking out. I ended up going outside. I was like, I can't be in there. I can't be in there. And it was I want to say like 2 weeks of me just feeling like, yo, like if she was gonna pop up in my house. And I remember calling my cousins,
She's
like
definitely here.
I remember calling my cousins, like, yo, do you feel Jeannie? Do you feel Jeannie? And they're like, yo, that's crazy that you're telling me that, because we feel like this like anxiety or something. And I was like, I don't know. And then I told my mom, and she's like, well, there's a thing that us Spanish people believe that it takes like, I think it's like 14 days or 10 days that you have to be like de luto, like it takes them that long for them to like dip and like realize they're dead. Yeah.
They're like a purgatory.
And
we actually got her on an EVP in my living room.
Yeah.
Same accent, same voice, cool. Everything. No, it wasn't cool because like what it said, it was insane. I was just testing equipment and she was gone. And like she had left, and then like 5 minutes later when I started doing it, and the EVP says, "Where the fuck is Mela?"
That fucking bitch.
Really?
Like the voice recorder.
Like, that thing behind you is gonna go like this.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to move.
Gonna fucking turn its head. What? It's gonna go like this. What?
You know how you turn your voice recorder? Usually people put it on like low quality, or like this thing was full blown set up, like best quality it has, like not set for EVPs. And that EVP came, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's here. It's crazy.
But when we went into the house, that the cops were like, okay, you guys could come in. I was in the bathroom, and it was like, apart from being sad because this just happened and freaking out and so like, oh my God, it was just like this, like I couldn't breathe. She hung herself, and it was like I couldn't. Yeah, and I couldn't breathe. And I was like in the bathroom. I was like, nah, fuck that. Like I'm gonna go outside. I can't. And I think about that too. I'm like, maybe like when they die like that, instead of if they die from old age, it's one thing. It's like I think they're okay with dying, but when they die like
traumatic, right?
Yeah, or like that, it kind of like they linger for a while, you know. I don't know. I just
feel the same way.
Yeah, that's what I felt, you know, that I think it was like, damn, I fucked up. Like I took it too far.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Makes sense.
Because she had scratches on her neck, like she was trying to take it out. So, you know.
Yeah, obviously she didn't break her neck, so she strangled herself to death.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I felt that bitch around for a while.
She's gonna come home.
She's gonna be like, "You call me a bitch."
Yeah, remember me?
The right thing.
She talks like that.
I love it.
You don't think when you were testing your recorder,
it's her. Yeah. She gonna fall down on you guys.
She was like that.
When you were testing your recorder, as far as like when she was saying where's Mela, you don't have the impression maybe it was like I mustered up the energy to be able to speak and she's not here. Definitely. You know, did you take it like that?
Or like maybe I had never done that before. Maybe saw it as like, shit, this is my chance.
Look,
like, say it right now. You know?
Maybe you guys can
hear.
Yeah,
exactly.
Sure. Hold on. It was crazy. It was like
I remember Steve freaked out. He was like, "What is this?"
Yeah, I didn't even know.
Yeah, because I think we were gonna go on an investigation. So Steven was like testing all the equipment. He was like, "Hello, hello, hello," you know, like testing it, and then it was like, "Where the fuck is Mela?" I was like,
He's
like, "Oh shit!"
Hold on.
I just heard.
Oh yeah, I heard it. Yeah.
I heard it.
Wait, do it again.
We put it back as Joy was talking.
Yeah.
Put it from the.
Where's Mela?
Yeah,
Where the fuck? And it's exactly her accent.
Where's your speaker here? I don't know this computer.
I don't know where the microphone is.
Where is it? I don't even. Is it down here?
It might be on like behind the dashboard.
I don't know where it is. Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Oh,
Yeah, you can really hear it.
that was perfect.
That's clear as hell. Yeah.
Wow.
How did it make you feel? Like when you seen it?
I was fine. He was scared to tell me. Yeah.
That's the second time we had her come out already in an investigation.
Yeah. Were you guys close?
The first time that it happened it was at Moon River Brewing.
Yeah, super
And
close.
after that whole situation I went into Moon River making fun of this. Like, these people are retarded. They ain't talking to anybody. And that night at Moon River, I left there like, yo, this is definitely something.
Yeah, wow.
It was crazy.
Hey,
and I got it on.
That was a good catch.
I don't know what told me, just record everything that night.
Something told you to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was crazy.
And
that's a really good
now
catch.
you're a paranormal investigator. Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
You went from not believing it to like, hey,
Yeah.
It's
there's
one step
something to
closer to be a believer, right, Steven?
Yeah.
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 But I think it's healthy still to be a little skeptical of everything. You shouldn't fully believe everything.
I'll be honest. I right now, where I stand with this, I'm 50-50 whether I believe it or not. Like, I know it's there.
Yeah.
But at a very little extent, and half of this stuff you see on TV and everywhere, it's
fake. Yeah.
It's all
way better than 100 and 0, probably.
I went from like maybe 70% believing to start investigating, and now I'm like down to 50. Like, it's just it's
Me
just
too.
not.
We believe. I think that we just believe what we go through that we can't explain. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And like, we believe what you could show us, but I can't believe feelings. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't believe like that your hair was pulled because I didn't see it get pulled. I mean, I won't discredit you. I won't be like, oh, you liar. But it's like, okay, but let me see.
Like, oh wow, yeah. It's like, oh really? It did?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because it's just
I get what you're saying.
Yorktown for us was such an eye-opener because nobody put in their video how infested that place was with raccoons and rats. And we saw over 10 videos, and not once did they say, hey, a lot of the noises could be
rats or animals. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we made sure to put that on video.
We spent the whole night there chasing these noises and debunking it because it's just I don't know. I've noticed a lot of, like, now when I investigate, it just turns into a whole lot of just testing the hell out of everything that comes my way because I'm just not.
That's why
I'm kind of turned off. I'll be honest with you by everything you see now, and
that's
why the wrong people getting credit for stuff. Like, you'll see them criticize something, and then they doing the same thing for the hype in their own videos.
And that's why we were so big about. And that's why we were so big on the Bleckley because we experienced real shit, like so much real shit for the first time in your location, and that's why we were so like because that's. For us, like we couldn't explain it, you know, like so we advocate.
Mike, do you have something that scared you the most paranormal wise? Is there anything that stuck with you?
I was
freaked you out?
We were at the McNutt house filming. That's in Mississippi, and it was so much just startled me. It was like it was at the end of the night, and I was letting the spirit box run. I'm like, listen, this is just your time. Anything you want to tell us? I'm just sort of zoning out. Feel free to talk. And a gunshot went off. I don't know if it was so loud. I don't know if it went to the spirit box or where it was, or if it's just something residual that was stuck in time. It happened again. Like we were outside, just checking places, make sure nobody was outside shooting. We checked all the breakers, all the lights, all the batteries, anything that would make like a big popping noise. And it's not so much scared, but just like caught me off guard. Like, what the fuck was that? You know
So
what
it was
I mean?
like a disembodied gunshot you heard?
Yeah, I guess it was like literally like a gun shut off.
Wow.
You
What's
all
that?
heard it?
Me and Matt both heard it. Yeah, it's in the video.
Oh.
You can hear it clear as day. And we have different camera angles, you know what I mean? So we're not like, it's just us two. So we try to make sure everybody can see every can see me, can see Matt. Yeah, don't know that someone's not back there. And then right after that, the spirit box, a little girl comes over at the spirit box and giggles and said, "Now that's funny after this happened." So we were laughing. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I was laughing at you guys like freaking out.
Because I jumped, I'm like, what the fuck was that? She said, "That's funny."
Oh wow, that is creepy.
Yeah. Yorktown was pretty crazy, but that was a little different than you guys, I think, experienced. We had some.
I'm not gonna go into detail about where exactly, but check this out. Let me show you something.
What are you doing?
Oh God. What are you doing?
We went somewhere that is definitely crazier than Yorktown. Sorry, the noise, guys.
That's what I was hearing. I was asking Joey. I said, "Do you hear something playing?"
Was the shot was close up?
Hospital director, administrator, director of nursing.
Of nursing, yeah. Oh, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
You don't know where I know where it's from?
I have a good idea.
Let me tell you, the energy in that place was wild.
That was funny. We just talked about that. Like we were even actually gonna we were gonna petition like the governor and all this stuff like that. The last rumor I heard from one side to the other, every building was gonna be demolished.
That's
No.
fine.
Yeah.
He was saying
That's
company. A private company bought the green building, which is the one next to
Turn on the white.
the infirmary building, and they're gonna make it apartments. And the one directly across that one,
Apartments.
yeah, it's gonna be apartments.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, we just talked about that place.
But,
And
man,
that's the last plan they were going to demolish it all. I mean, most of it.
Yeah, it's sad how they are tearing down buildings.
That one, Jen and Steven are gonna have mug shots on that one. Me and Mondo are not, because we stayed safe and sound.
Wow. Hey, you guys hear that Greyhound? Somebody just threw two people in
let me
front of
tell you
me.
something. That experience we had, not many people can say they've done that.
No.
Yeah.
That was
You need somebody to bail you out.
It was something I'll never forget, honestly. Nah, it's nothing to get arrested for.
No, but it's funny because we recorded the whole time when we were grabbing that sign. He's like, "This is the best I can do," because a little bit broke up. He goes, "You're," and then I was filming. He's like, "You're filming, right? Fuck this shit. She's gonna have to like this." Like,
and you guys are talking, and you guys are talking about it on live.
Nice.
Yeah, well, we're not there anymore, so it doesn't matter.
Nobody knows what it is. It's fine. That's
nobody knows where it's at still.
Listen, we had gone and I wanted the sign, and he didn't let me get the sign. So I was like, "I don't care what you need to do. You need to go get me the fucking sign." And Steven, when he took it, it broke, and he's like, "Oh, is it okay, Jenny? It's okay, right?"
And I took up other piece. I'm like,
it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. That shit was
It's
scary.
beeping.
And it was deep in there. Like it wasn't. We had to trek in that thing. That thing. It was.
I guess back to your.
And we investigated. Like it was crazy. We got some.
Oh,
Wild
I'm sure. I'm sure. Even the white building.
Inside the morgue. It was.
Wow.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, they won't let anybody. They don't want the story told.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
They don't. They don't at all.
it's sad, and there's so many buildings, and it's so nice.
I know. Even
love
clean up and
looking at
just
all
do
that.
like tours.
That'd be
But
awesome.
yeah, just let people. They don't.
and they're all messed up because there's nothing like if they just had somebody doing tours, it wouldn't be as bad as it is. Like
Sure, right, yeah.
Not that bad. Like I feel like Yorktown is worse than that the white building.
The white building.
Inside. Yeah, the basement in Yorktown. If you fart the wrong way, the wall's coming down. I swear to God, all walls like caving in.
That's not the lady behind you that looks like Palpatine.
Holy shit!
I love it. I know. I love it. I love
Looks
it.
like the nun, but with the white.
It's not the nun.
I fucking love it.
I don't know what the fuck.
I want to put some in my house now. Yeah, I don't have any room.
You ask about being scared and stuff like that. I think a lot of times it's just we're so hyper focused from my job and concentrating on and having that sense of you know, all my other senses are heightened. A lot of times I can't see, or this is going on. There's a lot of loud noises.
A lot of adrenaline.
Yeah, and I think I'm focused, and I'm like I'm expecting something. So yeah, I get caught off guard. You know, I'll be like, "What the fuck was that?" Or you know, something grabbed me or touched me. Obviously, you still have that fight or flight reaction, but I'm expecting things to happen, or this is why I'm investigating. You know, I want to hear. So I get more amazed than I do scared. You know, by some of the stuff that you hear and see. So,
do you think because it's located next to a fire station? Do you think it's because like all the calls that station has gone
I'm sure.
On,
I'm sure that plays off each other. Could be because that fire station's haunted.
Yeah. Oh,
we have a little old guy in there that walks around, and he you can see him as a shadow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know what he is or but that's at the fire station. Yeah.
Have you investigated the fire?
We've had the equipment there, you know, SLS and some other stuff. But I don't know if we ever really caught anything like seriously investigated. Like years ago, I was still an EMT, but the first station I ever started at was an old police station. They converted it to an EMS station, and we'd call him the walker. But every certain times during the night, he'd walk up the stairs and then down the stairs, walk down the hall, down the other hall. It's like, stop walking. We were trying to sleep. You know what I mean? But it was constant something. But yeah, I think all that just stays and just replays over and over again. You know, and I think because why I think we run into it a lot is because we have time. And there's no time on the other side. I think it just happens, not the same time, but it just keeps replaying. It just happens that we have the time to record it, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Something I just thought about. So like that, and I've never really thought about it like this, but like in that case, that would be something residual, right?
Correct. Yeah, it just keeps replaying over and over again.
Being residual is that person's spirit still there? Like, is he seeing himself?
No, it's not. It's not intelligent. No, it's just something that happened. Yeah. It stays and stuck.
It's like an imprint.
That thing we have, like an imprint. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. It's exact words for it. It's an imprint in time. You know, and that day that it happened.
I wonder if they're able to come back though to their body and then communicate and then leave and then go back. You know. Mm-hmm.
There's different people have different perspectives on. I mean, not to get into this. I mean, that's another whole podcast. But you know, different levels, different realms. You know, people don't like dimensions because when you say dimension, that it's a capture of time but veil whatever world you believe in. But yeah, I think the residual stuff, like the gunshot, you know, I mean, just happens that it's, you know, went off at that time that we were there.
Right place, right time for that.
Yeah.
I always say, truth be told, nobody fucking knows the answer. I don't care if they say they're
you'll never know. No.
Nobody knows the goddamn answer.
Look for maybe any shootings that date prior years. That would be insane if you were to get something like that.
Yeah. There was a suicide there, but the guy hung himself. So we did debunk, you know.
When you get an EVP and then you're able to like prove it with facts that happened.
That happened to us.
Yeah.
It's happened to me twice with Mondo, and only with Mondo has that happened.
But it happened to us when we got. I think it was in the spirit. Yeah, we got it in the spirit.
Mondo smile.
a name, the type of gun, and a bunch of shit. And then I said, you know what? Let me fucking search in the area. And there was a kid that got shot 2 blocks down
by a 9mm, and they never found the gun.
They never found the gun, and he died. And we got like all the I searched it, and the name that we got was the name of the kid.
Oh wow!
That happened to us. Remember on Friday, Jen? Something, Armando. We were doing my dolls. You guys have to see that as the episode.
Well, we did a pre-record, so in a couple of weeks we're going to 𝘬𝗪𝗏 County Jail. Have you ever been there, Mike? 𝘬𝗪𝗏 in Trenton, Florida. So we're going there. He Lee, who owns that jail, he's doing a little
naked
unity con. No, naked paranormal. No, he's doing a little
Naked and Afraid.
The people from Naked and Afraid will be there, but
okay.
But we're gonna have clothes on. We don't want to scare.
I don't want to see any of that stuff. Yeah.
You guys are going, right, Steven and Mela? You guys are going there?
Yeah, Steve and Mela will be going.
Don't forget the
so
tiny
that's their first time going. I'm really excited for them to see this place. And so we did a pre-record that like a little part 2 special of Joy's Dolls that will air that weekend. And some spirit came through. I ended up looking up an article. I just a name came out, and I can't remember what the hell how it did it, but I looked. It was the first name, the last name, and then what I found on a Google search when I was reading something. They were talking, and I was reading an article. Her little 𝗵𝗍𝗏 box says Jennifer, and then I looked up.
I was like, "Oh, Jennifer came through." Like a dumbass. I forgot her name was Jennifer.
And he knew what I was reading because I had shown him. I was like, he was looking at it, and he was like, I think it's like what I'm looking at. That's and it's crazy. A girl who ended up she got run over. She got hit by a car, and then on your thing it said like car accident. It was crazy. All this shit came out, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I gotta.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But
and then it was like Jennifer, and I'm like, oh,
story on that one. So there's one topic that I did want to touch on. So one of the things that Steven was mentioning, I'll tell that story quick before I touch on the subject. So it's a location that you've been to, Hamilton. So the 4 of us, we're investigating, and we're doing a session, seeing if we can get a hold of anybody, and we got a hold of a former sheriff. I asked what's the name of the former sheriff while you were alive, and it said Sheriff Lee, which was, and I had a listing of all the sheriffs that were active during the time of the Hamilton being open, and sure enough, Lee was one of the names. So it was an amazing EVP session.
I caught a face in the kitchen with the trail camera, like coming through a mist. But it's like an old time face with a clear like mine, like a big mustache.
Yes.
On a trail with a trail camera.
In the Bleckley or something?
No, in Hamilton. In the kitchen. I set it in the kitchen, just facing like into the kitchen, just because we didn't investigate. And I thought something pops off. It took it took 2 pictures of me setting it up, and then 1 picture of nothing, and then a picture of that face, and that was it.
Yes.
So something triggered it to have that face come through there. Yeah, I'll have to post it sometime. It is pretty crazy. It's creepy.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Is super active, man.
Next time you go, investigate the
Hamilton,
the mill across the street.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wild, man. That place was crazy. We went over there just to see it, and then it started pouring. And we were like kind of stuck in there, but like pouring thunder.
I forgot about that mill being there.
And I remember the guy I was with, I took out the spirit box, and he looks at me with a face. He goes, "Damn, you brought that thing!" Like scared.
Because he was scared.
He in there,
he was scared.
From the second I turned on, the responses were crazy.
Wow.
I said, "What kind of people used to work here?" And a voice came. It's like it went silent, and a really dark voice came on and goes, "All black."
Oh wow!
Crazy. That place is highly active. You definitely need to go there when you go.
Yeah, I never thought about running over there. It was so cold that night.
But
anyways, what were you going to say?
Yes.
The
topic I wanted to touch on. So You wear a lot of hats. Obviously, you're a firefighter. You host a lot of events at the jail, and you're. Oh, speaking of that, so the 18th and the 25th, you have your Fright Nights.
Yep.
The 18th is with Ghost Coast Paranormal with some friends of ours, Courtney and Micah.
Yep.
Everybody in the chat, definitely check them out.
Yeah.
And like and subscribe to them. They just formed newly as a group, but they've been investigating for a while. On the 25th, our very own Cross the Line Paranormal James will be hosting on that day too. So definitely check out Fright Nights at the Bleckley. But you host events there, and you're on the Gettysburg Bash. We ended up finding out that you're also a part of a new platform.
Yeah, Stream Beacon TV.
So tell us about it.
Yeah, I didn't want to just start blurting stuff out. I know you guys wanted to talk about your thing. So yeah, Stream Beacon TV is a new platform. It's just not paranormal, but true crime, some comedy. I didn't want nothing to eat. I'm good, thank you. But anyways. Is that a donut? A jelly donut?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, Stream Beacon TV, it's just not paranormal. It's true crime, comedy. We have a bunch of new stuff coming out down the road. But that started, we released it in July. It was like the official announcement. It started way long before that. It's sort of Josh Purvis, one of his dreams. He had already had a production company that he was doing stuff with. Of course, they did Searchers, him and Shane Pittman, and we went to a fundraising event at Old South Pittsburgh Hospital a year and a half or so ago. It was at Christmas time. We were raising money for a gentleman that had cancer. Ronnie D reached out and said, hey, we're going to have an event. Can you come up, investigate, hang out, blah, blah, blah. So we did. Well, Mike Cook was there. And Mike Cook he's from Alaska, brought all this equipment down, and he had all these cameras set up where he's doing like a live stream. So you could watch the whole hospital. Well, him and Josh connected when he was going through all these. They had like a big switcher set up, and he was going from camera to camera, had audio and all this stuff. But anyways, they hooked up, and then they sort of got together and talked about this. They ran into some other people and basically formed Stream Beacon TV. So now it's an app that you can get in all your app stores. I think. Yeah, subscribe. It's $4.99 a month. Yeah, good. $4.99 a month is your basic plan. But there's some other news coming with that, so that's going to be really exciting for everybody. Here, I think they're going to make an announcement at the soiree in New Jersey in October. But I'll let them talk about that, the announcement. But we head out in November to film with Brian and Rochelle or Brichelle. They were on Ghost Hunters. We're going to film their we're going to start filming their show in November up in New England area. So it's going to be really fucking cold, but I'm excited to go out and
it will.
and to work with them.
Mike,
Are you
guys are filming all the shows?
Yeah, we do everything, man.
Also, people are not putting their own productions up there.
Well, good question. So I think what they're going to do, and they have a couple people on now, is they're going to set up some standards and some things how they want things done. I don't want to say like meanly, but just the way they want stuff presented. And then if they would choose that type of content, then they may allow that to be aired on the platform. If that makes sense. Yeah. So. That I don't know if that's publicly gone out yet as far as like an application or a process of how to do that, but I think that's coming down the road too. And you almost have to, because we're not a big corporation, even platforms like Netflix and all these other ones, they lease stuff. They don't produce everything. And then and eventually I think you're going to see that with Beacon. We're going to have our own Beacon stuff, which we do now, and then you'll have other stuff out there. And I think there's a couple shows on there now that are being put on there from other people and other folks. So Kalani, we're going to film with Kalani over in the UK, I think in April 2025. And then the reboot of the Holzer Files. It's not going to be called that, but with Shane, Cindy, And so
And
that'll
Dave.
Dave Schrader, yep. So that's going to be coming out in 2025, and then Vince, the urban investigator, we're supposed to do some stuff with him, and we were talking to War Party, and there's I guess some places down your way that are abandoned that are pretty active. They were telling us about. So, but man, it's next year's just going to be crazy with it, and it's just going to be more and more put on it, and every day, every time we have a meeting or every time we talk, it's just something new that's come up that. And how it really come about is the people would come to us and like, man, we miss your shows, we miss that, we miss this, and we just were listening to what everybody had to say, and that's what we wanted to give the viewers back what the big corporations and the big TV cut out, because you're not being force fed what to watch. I mean, a lot of these shows, even Project Fear, when they cut them, they had the numbers, they were getting the views, they were getting the watches, but it's they just Warner Brothers bought Discovery.
Yeah.
And basically axed everything. So I think the only thing's left is maybe Zach Bagans. I think everything else is pretty much gone.
Everything's gone.
Everything's gone. Everything except for Zach. And then Josh Gates' show.
How about
Yeah. But I think I know he's an executive director, and I know Zach's an executive director. So they own their own stuff. And they're in the tie, so I mean they have a little more push than the other shows obviously had. But man, it's subscribe again.
So your thing is going to be like a Paraflex type thing, right? Like a Paraflex.
Yeah. It's just it's a platform. It's just be more than just paranormal. I think Paraflex has a bunch of other stuff on it too. I've seen an advertisement for short movies and true crime and some other stuff on there too. But yeah, basically like Netflix, the same. Everything's going to the streaming platform.
Yeah.
But way cheaper.
Geared towards, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And we wanted to keep it cheap and affordable for everybody to get on and see.
No,
like I said, there's going to be and there's going to be another announcement coming up with that too. So it'll even make it even better and more put out there for everybody.
Yeah.
But the Sorore is, you guys are all in the South, you guys are in Cali, but Get Haunted and Ghosted Magazine. I'm going to throw a little thing out there. I was fortunate enough, and if I can find it.
I love that cover.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's their anniversary edition. So I was anxious and great enough to actually to get an article published in that magazine. So
congratulations.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We put you on a calendar?
Yeah. No, they hit it deep in the magazines, and a lot of people see it. Yeah, big shout out to Ghost Magazine. Get Haunted is doing us all right, but Amy and Mike. So I'm anxious to get up to that, but gave me just a short time to tell my story. And that article, not to keep jumping around, but that article gave me a chance just to put into some words where I'm at and how I've got there. And it deals a lot with PTSD and suicide and all that kind of stuff too. So I'm sort of excited to get that point out. Not, hey, look at me and look what I've done. I could care less about that. It's just I wanted to get the word out about the suffering and what people are going through, and an awareness, and that you're not alone, you're not trapped, but there's help out there. But so that's like a big thing that's going to go on the Sorore, and it's on a battleship in New Jersey.
Yes, that's so cool. I wish I could go there, but
a lot of Beacon talent's going to be there, so excited about that. If you were a Legacy member and joined at a certain time, you got free tickets to go to that. Patty Negri is going to be there, and she's going to do a Sorore or a seance.
She's going to do a seance,
seance on the ship. So
I'm so cool.
I'm excited about that. There's a lot of talent that's going to be there. A lot of good people that are going to be there. So I was just excited to be invited and go up to it and be a part of it. But I think they're going to live stream that.
Okay, cool.
So I think somehow, whether on Beacon, I'm not sure what. I'm assuming it's going to be through Beacon somehow, that they're going to actually live stream some of that. If not I don't know if they're going to do the seance because people pay to go to that, but I think a lot of the other stuff, maybe the entertainment stuff, what's on, they're going to actually live stream that. So
cool.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's really cool. So that's coming up real soon too. So I'm excited to go to that. But yeah, a lot of the Beacon guys are going to be there, so that'll be cool. I'm
So
excited, man.
again,
what's that, brother?
I apologize. I was just gonna like reiterate. Everybody, just go to wherever your stream you get your apps from, Beacon TV. Michael, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just download it. Roku, Fire TV, Apple, Android, all those. Just download Stream. I think I have it on my phone. I'll be able to show you a picture of it. Let's see what the app looks like. It's a really the apps. The apps on the TV. It's just everybody sees what an app looks like. Just, yeah, pretty basic. And if you look at the app when it's closed, it's the big beacon sign. It's just like a lighthouse. Not the Pornhub one, the one beside that. Now.
Next to the OnlyFans, next to the
yeah, that's it. The OnlyFans.
We subscribe to Beacon because you guys have Charm City there. We love Charm City.
Yeah. Charm City's on there. Mike and I forget the other fellas.
Yeah.
Their production's really good. They're very detailed. They're like us. They're very like. To me, I get more excited when I make a production and put it out there and people watch it than I get more excited about investigating. If that makes sense, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because it's hard work. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just want people to see it, and that is how the mindset is at Beacon TV. It's the mindset of we want to put something out there that's good, that's quality made, that our name is on it, and we want people to see it because we're proud of it. We're not just throwing stuff on there to fill gaps. We want to get stuff on there that it's a brand of Beacon that shows the quality of the platform. And I get excited about it. I got excited yesterday for a War Party. They're on the big screen, their production. I mean, I knew how they felt. That's cool. They worked hard on that, and they got evidence and stuff like that. That's neat. But just to see it, the end result is more exciting, I think, than
definitely
chasing it. Yeah, man. Yeah, I like seeing your guys.
And every video gets better and better and better and better.
Exactly. That's why I leave mine on there. The first one's garbage. You know what I mean? But every time you watch it, you can see. It gets better and better and better. Just remind yourself where you're at.
You put in more money. You put in more money. More money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's that. Yeah, I mean, I'm buying lenses for my camera that are $2,000. It's like what?
Yeah, the camera that we just used, just one of the cameras was what, like $5,000?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
5,000?
Yeah, we just filmed with Jenny and Mando. And we got a camera guy.
That's gonna be insane.
You got a camera guy? Damn.
It was renting.
And that's another thing I want to tell you guys too. That you said it's expensive, but that's something that we offer. Even Lights Out Industries, we offer that we'll come down and do that for people, film for you, and you can get a higher quality, TV quality type production out of it. So
nice.
that service is there too. That we put out for people. If that way you're both on camera. You have camera guys. You have good audio. It's edited and how you want it, and it's presented. So
that's awesome for a lot of teams that can't
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. That's tough too.
More. Yeah, that's
awesome. I think they will down the road. They're getting some bodies in place and some people lined up and just trying to focus a lot on the platform. I know it seems, and I try to tell people this. I know it seems slow, and you subscribe, and there's stuff on it, but there hasn't been new stuff put out for a while. It's very time consuming. Everybody has a full-time job that's trying to do it, but they want the quality out there. So it just takes time to get that. We don't have a 30-guy editing office.
Well, if you're not getting paid either, then
this is right. Yeah, so you just
that shit is time consuming.
Yep.
Overly time consuming, just insane. Yeah. And I'm a nitpicker, so I'm going back and changing stuff, and it's like, no, just leave it alone. It's fine.
See, I like editing because I can crop off, the double chin, or I can crop off the stomach. You know what I mean? I don't want somebody editing for me. They might leave that shit in there. I'll be like,
Take out the bad shots.
Yeah.
Every time that Alex,
Dude, how many cross shots and how many butt shots everybody has and all these
Yeah. I know. I
Listen,
catch myself like following people up the stairs, like looking down. You know what I mean?
Yes, you learn. That's something
You learn real
along
fast.
the way.
Like, oh god, I know. Like the first couple I did it, I'm like an inch away from this girl's butt. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yes,
You probably thought it was
the
terrible.
IR,
Like,
the IR with the tights.
yeah.
When we did the Gold Coast, he left a
You
shot.
look naked.
He left a shot of my ass right in front of the camera. And I was wearing tights. Okay. And the video was done. He sent it. We watched it. I'm like, I called her, I go, what the fuck are you doing? And he was like, I didn't even notice. Like, your ass is white. I'm like,
I know your ass.
Please take that off the screen.
That's a money maker, though, Mela. That would have been a money.
Yeah.
That's not gonna make no money.
But yeah, we're excited about it, man. It's just 2025 is just going to be crazy. You know, it's going to be a lot. So.
Absolutely, Jesse. Always leave the forts in.
I've seen a lot that you guys have on Beacon. There's a lot of good shows on there.
Yeah, it's seriously, it's going to get better. We have a lot of talent coming. You know, we've been talking to a lot of the people that want to work and do stuff that are out there. So, and they understand too. And Beacon too. I mean, it's something where we're not just going to contract somebody and then they can't do nothing. And that was the biggest thing for us is, you know, dealing with these people that had TV shows were like, hey, we don't want to get tied into a contract, you know, for 18 months or whatever it is and can't do nothing. And I'm like, no.
Are they allowed to like put their videos on Beacon and social, like YouTube?
Well, I think it's going to be depending on the production. And I would say, I don't know if they'll allow that. If it's something that we make and brand it with our name, probably not. Right. But if they will be allowed, and I think it's encouraged. Even like 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, you know, we encourage them to go out and shoot little stuff to put up like on their Patreon or something, you know, behind the scenes video and stuff like that. Just to get it out there, you know, go do stuff and interact and, you know, put that stuff out there. I think they do. I think Paranormal has a YouTube channel.
He's funny as hell, man.
Yeah. Mike Galliano. Him in Maryland.
Instagram.
Yeah.
His personal page. Yeah.
Yeah. He's crazy. He's just as wild filming as he is.
He's fun, yeah.
Yeah. He is seriously though, on a serious side, is a really good guy and in it for the right reasons. But yeah. Yeah, man. It's good stuff. Guys, it's getting late.
Coming up on 2 hours.
Yeah, what the heck? We need to be at a bar doing this, not on camera.
Right. Next time, bring the drinks. We got to do a drunken episode.
It was a shame that we couldn't catch you when we went to Bleckley, but definitely next time we definitely.
I know. I know. When he messaged me and I'm like, oh, I work that weekend.
Yeah.
I know. We got to all get together, and I want to try to do something where we let other teams come in and host for a night. You know, maybe promote some of the stuff like you guys come up and I
think you guys would be really good at it.
Yeah, get that. Yeah, for sure. Get you guys come up some like Friday, Saturday night and.
Oh, Jen and Mando are amazing at hosting. Yeah. Oh my God. They're really good.
I know every time I get Instagram, add to your story. You know, I see all this. But that's good. That's good. That's good. You know, that's
Mondo
does not fuck around.
Blow it up, man. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Not to toot our own horn, but we do a lot of the events for War Party. We do a lot of the events with the guests.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man.
We do our thing.
I'll definitely keep you in mind because, you know, we're always, you know, you guys were always looking for talent for events and stuff like that. And you were down south, you know, if we ever go to Florida.
We love doing that, and I love answering people's questions, the curiosity.
Yeah.
And about 2 weeks at the week of Halloween, Deering Estate, which is a place that they do events here, they do a field trip. And it's for a forensics class, which I love that.
Oh, wow.
And then, you know, I love to do, if I can, do that class, do that.
Steve and Mela went
because, you know, just to get in the mind of, it's middle schoolers, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
middle schoolers.
Yeah,
and then, you know, just seeing how they interact with, like, the paranormal, and they get scared. They're like, oh, my God! And I'm
No,
like,
me and
I
Mondo had
love
asked,
doing with kids.
we were like, have you guys ever seen a paranormal? They all at the same time. You know what they said? They're like, Sam and Kobe. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
It's
god.
everybody. when
They
it
don't
comes to
know
the
who
kids.
Zach Bagans is.
Oh no,
and
no, no. They're not. They know who Sam and Colby are, I bet,
that's old as fuck.
Yeah.
or Kalani.
a whole nother era of paranormal.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't
yeah.
know who
Oh, yeah.
Kalani was for the longest time.
He's real popular in UK for some reason.
And
Like
TikTok.
he's
He's really
huge in
big
the UK
on
and TikTok.
I
Yeah.
didn't know.
We just
Yeah.
started
I
going.
can't. No offense, I just can't get into his stuff. No offense.
He's not
to
in the
him.
UK though, is he?
No, no, but
You
he's
talking
real
about the guy with the
popular over
cowboy hat?
there.
Yeah. Huh?
He
I
wears
love
the cowboy
Joey.
hat.
Yeah, the gentleman with
Yeah.
the cowboy. I think he lives in Tennessee or Kentucky.
That's
where
what I'm
he
saying.
lives.
Why is he popular over there?
I don't know, and that's where we're going to film his stuff at, because he's so popular in the UK.
Man,
fucking
the
crazy.
locations in the UK are crazy, bro.
Yeah,
There's
for
so
sure.
much.
And he has a
the
big
thing was over
following.
there. So I
Huge
found
following
out.
on TikTok.
You notice how these investigators in the UK do so many locations. You don't,
Urbans.
yeah, urbex. There, you don't go to jail for trespassing over there. They just tell
Oh,
you,
really?
yeah, that's not
Really?
it's not a offense. Yeah, they
You
just
don't
tell
go
you.
to
Go
jail.
fly in a plane, right, Joy?
Well,
She's gonna go over there.
But here in
Her
California,
face lit up.
She's
Dude.
like, really?
California, you can just shoplift everything.
well, yeah. It's under $1,000. Who cares? We'll just let it
Yeah.
go. If they want to steal anything, under $1,000.
That's
California,
crazy.
but if the door's open, it's not considered trespassing.
Right.
Oh wow!
It's not breaking and entering.
So you just kick it open, and walk around the block.
That just asked me to leave.
Walk around the block and come back
Everybody,
in.
That's
come to
crazy.
California.
It was already broken when I got here.
Oh my god.
We'll
Insane.
get out of jail in 12 hours. No big deal.
Mike,
Oh my
can
God.
you tell us where everybody can find you
Yes.
and if they want to rent a night out at the Bleckley?
If you get on my Facebook page, Spooky Entertainment, or Old Bleckley County Jail on Facebook, our link tree is there. Click on a link tree. You'll see our website. You'll see a link to Beacon. You'll see a link to the Old Bleckley County Jail. I know I'm really behind at times, and I hate spending money on stuff. But basically, if you just message me through Facebook or reach out to us somehow, there's an email on there. You can even write in an email. Just say, hey, I'm interested about the renting out the Old Bleckley County Jail. Shoot me a DM on there, and I'll get back to you with some dates and information. Again, it's $200 a night, $25 non-refundable deposit, and it's going to go up to $300 starting January 1. But yeah,
Excellent.
yeah, definitely come out there, give us a like, follow. Like I said, just get on our link tree. It's like the first link or
I
link.
placed the link tree in the description box. of this
Yeah,
video, so
yeah. Just get on
everybody
our
can
like
be
and
there
follow
first.
everything. I'll post stuff. We'll do lives on TikTok once in a while. At the last event, I went live. Well, thank you for joining in.
Can I just say something really
No,
quick? Sorry, totally off
No.
subject. You have one of those the fireman stashes.
what do you mean?
The fireman.
I have no
Every
clue what you're talking
firefighter
about.
I've seen has a fireman stash.
Hi, Hunting Angels.
The Parastat.
Good night.
Yeah, I love it though.
Yeah, my wife hates it, so
Really? Wait.
Do you guys know? Did you notice that
It's a
though?
thing.
The fireman stash, right?
Wait,
that's my
before we
thing.
leave,
See, right
Look at
there.
his. That's the
That was the hat that he
Yeah.
got at
You see it?
I love it.
That's awesome.
guys,
Gettysburg
before we
Bash.
leave,
Yeah.
before we leave, I just wanted to say,
Oh, I
we
love
got-
that.
We
Yeah.
got something huge coming out really soon.
Oh.
It's something different from anything we've done. So stay tuned
Yeah?
for that with Jenny and Mondo. It's gonna.
Uh-oh, I'm excited now.
Excited for you.
Don't
And we're
tell
all
me.
naked.
Keep it a secret.
We're all naked and we were afraid. dude.
We're not
That's what
naked,
we'll do
not
at the
afraid.
jail next time you come up. We'll do naked and afraid investigation.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just like Steve and Mela were saying, we're busy
Aw.
cooking, guys. We're making
Sweet.
something really
Arroz con
good,
mangú.
and we had the
Arroz con
pleasure
pollo.
of joining in their kitchen. So please take a look when we post it up. I definitely will be mentioning it on the show whenever a trailer or anything comes out. You guys will definitely be the
Thank you,
first
Barry.
ones informed.
Okay.
Steve and Mela, where can they find you guys at?
No, you did. I did it last time.
BlackSmoke Paranormal on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, everywhere else. Facebook, I already said Facebook.
Right?
And YouTube.
YouTube.
BlackSmoke Paranormal.
Yeah.
OnlyFans,
Thank you
right?
guys all for joining.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining.
Don't leave. We're gonna take a
Really
snap.
quick. We're gonna take a picture after.
There.
I'm gonna end the stream. Yeah. And I want to say thank you to everybody for joining us and
thank you, BlackSmoke. Thank you,
being
Mike.
here with BlackSmoke.
Thank you.
Mike. Have a good night,
My
y'all.
pleasure. You too.
Everybody, thank you in the
Wait.
chat.
Mike, don't leave.
See ya.